As long as I can remember, I've had an issue with gambling. Lost every penny to my name at the tables, spent more time indebted to the house than I ever spent in one. I don't know how to explain it. I only ever felt alive in the casino. The flashing, flickering lights, the resounding echoes of dice on red velvet, and whiskey down desperately like water in the desert. Nothing changed when I died. Nothing important, anyway. Same games, slightly different stakes. We gamble emotions now, sensation. We play cards or craps for the worst ones, like exchanging crappy cigarettes. For the other lost souls and I, it's a familiar dance. We're all of the same ilk here. Not benevolent enough for heaven, not wicked enough for hell. Just dead. Just here. Gambling and scrounging and doing whatever we can do to feel alive. Sometimes other things pass around. Lots of us call them demons, but I'm not too sure. I'm pretty sure they're just the dealers. Just a few folks being a little less screwed by the house. I've seen a few around, but they had no business with me. They just want to find the fellow on their list and bring him to the Grand Casino. Won't take no one else, won't hear nothing else. The Grand Casino. That's where you can win big. I've heard stories of folks leaving with happiness, joy, and pleasure. Hell, heard one guy even gambled his way back to the world of the living. Of course, I never met someone who won, or even returned from the Grand Casino, short of them dealers. And them, they keep tight lips. Don't say much, one way or another, whether folks bash the place or praise it. Imagine it's part of the house rules. Now, I've already told you that I'm a simple person. I like sleep, like booze, and like gambling. Never turned down a chance at any of them. So when the dealers came a-calling my name, you know, I didn't put up no resistance. The lessons I learned in life, I carried with me when I got here. And one of those lessons? The house isn't perfect. Near it, but not. Sometimes it puts a man behind the table with a heart too soft to help a man hang himself. After a while, you can see it in them. It's in their eyes, of course, but it's really at their lips. I had one fellow, when I was alive, would mouth numbers for me to bet on. Never any big wins, but enough to put a hot meal in me. My dealer now kind of reminds me of that kid. So my dealer, he's tall. I'm talking twice my height. Kind of transparent and warpy, like you're 6 drinks in looking at the world through a puff of a cig. And sometimes it's got features, like a real pretty lady one minute, and then an upright lion. I swore it looked like my pa at one point too. I followed where it led. No use in wasting time. At first I didn't say nothing. Their kind never answer questions anyway. But I've never been good at silence. Makes my skin crawl all jittery like. I think that's why I like to hang by the slots. It's never quiet there. So what's waiting for me over at the Rising Sun? I smile as I ask. It's what me and a few others would call the good casinos. Or the bad ones, depending on how you feel. Same places where you'd crash hard. Harder than anything else. Hard enough that you don't even feel your broken arm when security chucks you out because your soul's in so many pieces you sure ain't ever gonna go back together. Trying to find the energy to crawl into the road and end this catastrophe while wondering why. Why couldn't you just take your winnings and go? Why is it always one more game? But it never is. I had $1 million that night. $1 million. Owner of the house came out, congratulated me. He waved the dealer off and smiled. Double or nothing? The monster. I was hot off a win, throat burning from a fireball, cheeks flush at the touch of impossible soft lips. I should have said no. But if I'm trying anything... But geez, if I'm anything but who I am... And who I am is a gambler. Listen, the only way to win is not to play. Drink nothing he gives you, eat nothing as well. It'll only dull you to reality. He can only take what you willingly give. Give nothing, and do not speak of this exchange. The dealer entity's voice pulls me back. We're standing in front of a large, ornate door. But it's not attached to anything. They're looking down at me, staring something fierce. What's your name? I don't know why I ask, but it comes to mind. It feels important. I am Elidor. I must leave you now. I have another to retrieve. Heed my words or do not, but share not what I have given you. They pull away as they speak, but I grab their arm. Or try to. It feels like a real thick fog, almost water. Thank you, Elidor. You're a good fellow. Thinking back, there wasn't any reason for me to go through that door. I mean, no reason at all. I knew the devil was just sitting there, just waiting for me. And there was the dealer's warning. Elidor, if my gut doesn't drop even now thinking of him, told me the game was rigged. I just had to keep playing. I opened that door to the prettiest palace of sin. Men and women strutting about, some carrying trays of sweets whose very appearance made my mouth water. Others embraced freely on the satin furniture as they sipped strange liquids from intricate glasses. Despite the resounding bell that rings when I open the door, none of them notice me. Or if they do, they don't show it, going about their business completely unfazed. Entranced, I stepped forward. A hand heavy falls on my shoulder from behind. A man stands where the door once was. Welcome. We've been waiting for you. The stern tone, combined with the forceful way he leads me towards the table, makes it clear that I have no choice. He's the only one dressed in such a businesslike way. In a room full of lace bikinis and well-adorned loincloths, his modesty-tailored suit is off-putting. Well, sir, guess I should be saying it's an honor. But where am I? And who are you? The man plants me firmly in a plush armchair. You're in a casino. My casino. And we're going to gamble now, aren't we? My lack of response seems to upset him. I have something you want. I feel it in my gut. I don't like this man. Reminds me of that guy that used to spit at me when I slept off of Rayborn Avenue. Sir, I'm not a wanting kind of gal. Don't need nothing, don't want nothing. He slams an open palm onto the table, spreading a mess of cards as he does. You want to play, and I do too. I suggest you make yourself comfortable, take a drink, grab a snack. Figure out if you'd rather live again or go to heaven, or maybe something else. Whatever you want. I just want your afterlife. Your loyalty and servitude. Your choice of game. Elidor said the only way to win is not to play. But someone has to win every now and then. No one would play if not. I can be the one. I have to be the one. I don't want nothing, but I'll tell you what. I'll play a game of blackjack with you. You win, and you get whatever it is you want. I win. You do a friend of mine a favor. Deal? There isn't anything for me in life, and heaven never sounded too sweet. But I know a soul needing salvation. The fellow blinks hard a few times, but nods. A drink to seal it? No, sir, I know better than that. I don't know how else to phrase it, but that certainly wasn't the right way. Fine, I'll tell you what I want if I win. The name of the fool who ruined my game. So let's play. Things changed. Where once there were others, now we were alone. A dim limelight flickers above us. The man, he isn't any man. I looked in its eyes, at least 2 of the myriad that pocketed his flesh, and knew I didn't have a chance. But I still played. Gambled with something that wasn't mine. And I lost. And I broke a promise that, for once, I intended to keep. I tell this tale to you as I tell it to others who wander the wasteland. Maybe you'll listen, because I know for damn sure they don't. I don't wish this feeling on anybody. This pain and ache and sadness. I'm not content with this limbo anymore. I worry about Elidor every moment. Worry about what the devil did to him. Don't make my mistake, kids. I didn't learn in life. And I didn't learn in death. I only learned when it was too late. Don't play the odds. Not once, not ever. The house will always put its claws in you and never let go. But if you do, if you gamble at the Grand Casino and you find yourself on a winning streak, see if you can set Elidor free. I don't want to know what that monster did to them.